What is going on, everybody? It is time to pimp out this tank.
All right, let's take a look at the tank before it gets pimped out. You can see nothing special. What we got is the Ocean Revive Arctic T247 light on it. Got this for about 80 bucks from a local hobbyist. We got the heater, we got the Aquaclear filter, which is a really nice filter. And you can see we got the rock and the frag rack.
Pimping out the tank is going to be this Duetto ATO by XP Aqua. To keep the tank as stable as possible, I need an ATO for evaporation. I mean, that's it right there, guys. That's all that's in the box. Looks like our sensor, dual optical sensor, the ATO pump. Install the sensor over here. Next bit we have here is the clamp that you put on the tank for the hose. You check out right here, what I had to do was I had to notch out the plastic because these pieces wouldn't sit on here like I would like. So we got this set in here, so now that's sitting on there really well. I'm happy with that, and the same with this. We got the hose all nice and clean. So basically, I think I'm gonna want it about here. All right, so we're doing some testing right now. We got the pump hooked up, and now we're going to hook up the power. There we go, we could see the light on. There we go. Check it out. It's filling up. So based off of the system on what I can do, that right there is going to be the water level at all times, which it's good. It hits the surface area, and you can see that the bottom is underwater a bit, which I like. But there you go. That is awesome.
Now what we're doing is building a controller board to install next to the coral quarantine tank so that we could go ahead and mount some stuff on it. As you can see, I am making sure everything is nice and level and getting it screwed into the wall into studs. Now you can see what I'm doing here is I'm getting some cord management material installed onto the wall as well, so that we can make sure we're routing all of our cables and cords and everything like that in a nice fashion. Doing the same thing, getting it all installed, making sure it all works. This is going to be epic.
Check out the work, guys. So you can see what we did is we ran a piece here because I need to run a cable over here. And look at that, nice around the corner, down that way, and then the same thing, it just ends behind the dresser here. So it is nice and clean looking.
Let's look at the coral. I wanted to give you guys a good look at them before I had some of the algae issues you will see down the road. But man, I gotta say, I'm loving the coral side of this hobby, and they look fantastic. The color is amazing.
Check it out, guys. I got some Bergia nudibranchs over here. These guys are specifically to eat Aptasia. That is all they eat. You can see that Aptasia right there on the side of the Goniopora. So I got 3 total. There's that one. There's one down over in that corner, and then there's one underneath on this side. Hard to focus, but these guys, the Bergia nudibranch, they're gonna take care of my problems. Check it out, everyone. See those swirls right there? Those are eggs. So these Bergia nudibranchs already laid some eggs, and this Aptasia that was here is gone. I kind of think maybe they're getting the last bit of it, but they got this one. And if we come around on the other side, that is where the other Aptasia was, at least the big one. It's getting it. We got the board done here for the controller system for the coral quarantine tank. So we got our Inkbird heater controller here that goes up onto here. This is the Duetto ATO. Now this is the wavemaker for the Jebao pump. And then we got the Neptune energy bar, everything plugged in. I actually made this out of just a piece of this just so it had something else to sit on. But yeah, check that out. got it all nice and organized, as you can see. So what happens is this goes all the way down here to the apex, which is over there. And we have that plugged in here so that this system right here is on my apex. And then as you can see, we got it running down over into the corner there behind the dresser here. So yeah, wanted it to be nice and clean. Now, as far as the ATO goes, check this out. I got a 2.5 gallon container and drilled a hole here for the RODI tubes to go in when I need to fill it up. Marked it, but this right here is the auto top off reservoir for the coral quarantine tank. We got the tube going up to the tank and then this going to the power. If I had a way to make this a little bit cleaner, I would, but I still think that is way better than having a 5 gallon bucket over here. But check it out, man. Look at that. Whew. I like the way it came out. I think it's way nicer than it was, and for me, going the extra mile with this type of stuff makes all the difference. Actually, what I probably could do is this goes through the wall, obviously. On the other side of this wall is where the RODI unit is. I could probably feed another tube through here and just have one here at standby to plug in here when I need. But yeah, that is awesome. Now, another part of pimping out the tank was I went and picked up a Ecotech Radion Gen 4 Pro XR15 with the diffuser and the mount and all that stuff like that, because I wanted to have something that was going to match the display tank, and just so the corals don't have as much of a stressful time transferring on over to the display tank. But yeah, this thing is awesome, and obviously with me having this WXM controller here on my Apex cabinet allows for me to fully program this light on the schedule that I choose. And yeah, having the WXM module for the Apex running the Radions, absolutely awesome. Now if we check again over here, there is the sensor and the tubing for the auto top off. We got our nice Aquaclear. I actually put a towel over here so that it keeps this underneath here as algae free as possible, because this is a powerful light. This is a very powerful light for this tank, and I just want to limit algae. As you guys can see, I do have an algae issue going on here right now. We're going to get that fixed, no problem. We got the SW2 wavemaker right here, and what's great is it has a controller so I can go and adjust it the way I want, which is really nice. And you can see looking through here, man, those torches are looking awesome. But again, you can see the algae. So these corals are going to be ready for the display tank very soon. And then I'm going to pull this DIY frag rack out, clean it really good, put it back in, and then work on algae control. This back here is a little bit on the messier side, but you don't see that. And then it goes right down there into the mount and all that stuff like that for the cord management. Like I mentioned about the lights, so what we did was upgraded the lighting on the reef tank to 2 XR30 Gen 4 Pros Ecotech Radions. And with this being an Ecotech Radion 2, they're the same manufacturer, they're the same generation, so that is really why I wanted to get this for the coral tank. Got the tank pimped out over here, controller board, ATO, all that good stuff. Really what I wanted to do was something nice, something to look good, something to be nice and clean right over here, plus stability. Having the ATO reservoir and the auto top off for the tank here, super key in having coral and all that kind of stuff like that, is keeping your parameters as stable as possible. And I know that on such a small tank where stuff evaporates so fast, that having the freshwater reservoir here for the auto top off to make sure that the salinity and everything stays nice and stable here is super important. And to me, you know, it costs about 80 bucks, but when you're talking about spending money on corals, that 80 bucks is nothing to keep this thing as stable as possible. And you can see we've got the temperature controller here, which also is keeping things stable with the tank. The temperature is stable, we got the water stable, we got an awesome light, and then plus this for fun, just to make it look good. That's why I wanted to pimp out this tank, because it's fun. Why not do it? In that comment section down below, everyone, let me know what you guys think of the build that we did here by pimping out this tank, what you guys might have done differently. Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. You guys are what keep this channel going. Thank you so much for watching.
and subscribing and commenting, liking, and all that good stuff. Stay tanked.